Okay, hope everybody's break went well. Now we're on to the next thing. It's inequalities. We studied this a little bit at the beginning of the year. Tear off this paper so you can see it. You got 3 papers. The third one you don't see in the video is your assignment. So you got your basic signs. You got when the sign points that way. Okay, think of a number line. If the nose would point that way, he's looking in the where you go this way, where you're going greater, and then less than this way. Greater than or equal, less than or equal. Now, we'll just leave it there for now, but have that out right there. Okay, we're in an inequality that represents each verbal expression. X is less than or equal to -7. So it says less than or equal to. Okay, so I would put the less than or equal to sign right there. And you put -7 after it, and you put your X variable before it. Okay, P is greater than 1.5. So that says is greater than. Where's just greater than? It doesn't say equal, so I'm not looking at that. I'm just looking at the greater than. Okay. And you put 1.5. Now put your P variable on that side, and that's pretty much all you do here. Okay, you're just translating it into an inequality. Basically what that represents is X can be any number as long as it's -7 or anything less. So like -8, -9, -10, -11, all those numbers could satisfy X. P greater than 1.5, so that'd be like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and what, so forth. Okay, 6 less than a number K is greater than 13, so greater is greater than, so greater than right there. And then you put 13. Then you put your K variable. Now you're wondering, what's with the 6? Well, it says 6 less. Less means -6, so after the K we put -6. Okay, now I want you to cross out the word sum and write the word product, P-R-O-D-U-C-T. The product of X and 7, I got 2, oh, that's horrible, is less than or equal to -3. So in that circle it says less than or equal to -3. Okay, there's less than or equal, so it's that symbol right there. Then we put the -3 after it. Now the variable they want is X. And what's with the 7? Well, it says product of 7. Product means times, okay? You can either put .7 and that's fine, or you can put .7 in front or behind. It doesn't matter, but the less than you need it afterwards, okay? So 7 times X is less than or equal to -3. Product means multiplication. Okay, now these you did earlier this year, okay? Determine whether the number is a solution to the inequality. So it says 2x plus 1, and then that symbol, remember if you forget what it means greater than. Okay, I make the wall there. I'd kind of treat it like an equals actually. I put a dot, don't circle it because you're going to replace your x with -1. Okay, so 2 times -1 plus 1 is greater than -3. Make your wall on the same side and just plug that side into your calculator now that you have all the values. So I go 2 times -1 plus 1. I got -1. Now what's bigger, -1 or -3? -1's bigger, okay? Now remember, this looks like instead of thinking of it like a nose, think of it like this is the nose, this is the mouth. The mouth has to be about ready to eat the bigger number, okay? It is. -1's the bigger number, so you put yes under that. -1 is one of the many solutions to that inequality. It's not the only one, but it is one of the solutions. Okay, 13 minus 7y is less than or equal to 6. So remember, that means 7 times y, okay? Don't circle it, because you circle it when you don't have the number for the variable. We do. We put 1 in for y. Okay, so just plug that into your calculator. 13 minus 7 times 1, it's going to be 6. Now, there is no bigger number, okay, because you have a 6 on both sides. So you kind of ignore what the inequality says and look and see if you have the equals to line. We have it, so yes, 1 would be a solution. Okay, negative 4x minus 3 greater than or equal to negative 17. X equals 5. Okay, so times. And you just substitute the 5 where the x is at. So negative 4 times 5 minus 3 greater than or equal to negative 17. Okay, so I have to plug that side now into my calculator and find out what that equals. So negative 4 times 5 minus 3. I got negative 23. So which one's the higher, the greater value? Now, it's both negatives, okay? So this one's actually the greater value, negative 17 is. But it is not about ready to eat that number. It's eating the bigger number, or it's eating the smaller number, and that's going to not be good. So that means no, 5 is not a solution. Okay, 10 minus x divided by x less than or equal to negative 60. So both the x's I substitute 0.2 here and here. So on top 10 minus 0.2, on bottom 0.2. Now there's no multiplication, but what you do need to do is figure out what the top is first before you divide. So 10 minus 0.2 is 9.8. Then I take 9.8 divided by 0.2, and I got 49. Over here you have negative 60. Well, the positive is always the higher value, the greater value. But the sign should be about ready to eat that, and it's about ready to eat the wrong number. Okay, so is that a solution? No, it's not even close, because numbers are way different. Okay, positive 49, negative 60 should be eating positive 49. Okay, graph each inequality. Graph each inequality, you don't use the XY graph, okay? You use what's called a number line. And you don't have to list all the numbers. I always want to see 0 in the middle, and I want to see the critical number. X is, remember, if you get what the sign is, it means X is less than, okay, less than 1. Now, you put a circle. What this means is X can be any number as long as it's less than 1. It can only be numbers that are less than 1. So you're going to put a circle. You're not going to shade it in, because sometimes you shade it in, sometimes you don't. We're not going to color it in because the equals to line's not there, okay? That's telling people, okay, it can't actually be 1, but it has to be anything less than 1, okay? So less than 1 would be going this direction. Okay, A is greater than or equal to 0. You can just put 0. There's no other number. So A can be any number as long as it's greater than 8, greater than 0, or equal to 0. So this time we're going to color in the circle, because you can be equal to 0. Okay, that's allowed. And you can be greater than. Now, you have a problem here. Before you make your number line, it says negative 2 is greater than or equal to x. Well, here's the problem with that. Right there, these were kind of easy, because I saw the less than sign, I went less than. I saw the greater than sign, I went greater than. But the problem is the variable has to come before the value, okay? So you are going to rewrite it so the variable comes first, the value comes second, but you have to now switch the sign to the opposite direction. You're going to keep the equals to line there, but you switch that then. Okay, and then I'm able to now make my number line accurately. Because if I try to graph that, it's going to be going in the wrong direction. X can be equal to -2, or it can be any other less than -2. So I circle. I'm going to fill in the circle because you can be less than, and then I go to the left. Okay, f is greater than -3. So we put -3, circle, don't fill it in because the line's not there. And then that sign there, remember that kind of looks like a nose, okay? The nose is pointed this way, so I'm going to be going this way. Just flip it over. Okay, now this is not going to work. The variable has to come before the value in an inequality. And then I switch the sign to the opposite, and now I go to my number line. Don't go to the number line until the variable comes before the value. So b can be less than or equal to 8, okay? And the reason why you switch the sign is because think of it like this. If I give you the statement, don't write this down, but Tom is taller than Bill. What if I put Bill, then Bill is what than Tom? Well, I'm not going to keep saying taller because that doesn't make any sense. I would have to go shorter. And greater than less than's the same deal. When you reorder the sentence, you're going to flip that. Okay, so you got 8, circle. You're going to fill in the circle. Okay, and go whatever direction the nose points. Nose points that way, so that's why that's a less than sign. Okay, this one's good. The variable comes before the value, so you got -2. You're going to circle, and you're going to fill it in. And the nose goes that way, so we are going to be going that way as well. Okay, this here ain't going to fly with anybody. You have to rewrite that so it goes C and then -9, but then the sign then has to switch and go the other way. So -9 is our critical value. That's your like your cutoff. C can be any number as long as it's greater than -9, greater than's that way, or equal, so I shade in the circle. Okay, this one's good to graph. So you got -20, circle, greater than, that's all the numbers this way, and you can be equal, so shade in your circle. Okay, on the next part, you're taking the graph and simply writing the inequality for it. Inequality, when you see the word inequality, that means greater than or less than. Okay, this is going to the left, so that would be 2, 1, 0. That's less than. Okay, so put less than. We don't put the line under it because it's not colored in. You put 3 here, just put X here. Boom. Okay, now you're going greater than. Don't put the line because it's not shaded. You put X first, -2. You can use any letter you want. I just usually go with X. This one here, you got X, 0 to the left, so that's less than, but it's colored in, so there's your inequality. Now we're going 2, 3, 4, that would be greater than, colored in, so equals, you put X here, 1 here. Those are pretty easy. Okay, now flip this over to the back side, please. And these are words that mean these inequalities. So right there, that right there, that says, that means at least, okay? At least starting at, when I see those phrases, that means greater than or equal to. When I see phrases like at most, no more than, or limit, that's less than or equal. When I see the word more than, that's greater than without the equals to, and less than's less than without the equals. So it says write an inequality that describes a situation. Prices for rides start at $19.99, so we'll go find the word start at right there, so that would mean greater than or equal to. Now the variable they want you to use is in parentheses $19.99, so that means it starts at $19.99 and from there it just goes higher. The speed limit on the interstate is 75 miles per hour, so limit is less than or equal to. Put your S variable in 75, so you can go equal to 75 or anything less than without being ticketed. A person must be at least 35 years old to be elected President of the United States, so the word at least, okay, that would be greater than or equal to. And then put A for age, and then 35. Okay, every object on Earth travels less than 186,000 miles per second, so less than right there. But not without the equals, okay? So V, 186,000. Okay, you're doing the same thing, writing inequalities. My goal is to earn $300 selling cookies and donuts. Cookies cost 50 cents each. C stands for cookies. Donuts are 75 cents each. D stands for donuts. Write an inequality, represent my goal. Now it's what I'm trying to do on this other page, but now it's a little more complex. Put your goal right here. Now it's always okay to go higher than our goal. So it would be greater than or equal to. Now, how are you going to get to the goal? Well, you're going to sell cookies for 50 cents. Don't know how many of them you're going to sell, so you put C. That means times C. Just put C. Plus, I'm also going to be selling donuts. They're 75 cents each, but don't know how many I'm going to sell. I'm going to have to sell more than one, okay? So I put D, and that's the inequality, 50. Okay, my goal is to earn $1,000 selling t-shirts and hoodies. T-shirts cost $9.99 each. Hoodies are $20 each. H. Write an inequality to represent my goal. Okay. Once again, goals are meant to be exceeded. That means you go greater than or equal to. So how am I going to get to my goal? I'm going to be selling the t-shirts for $9.99, T, plus the hoodies for $20, H. That's all you do. Okay, now this is probably the hardest ones you'll have to do. There's a table up top. 5 pounds of pasta salad serves 14 people. We have 17.5 pounds of salad. Write an inequality that represents how many people we can serve with what we have. Now we're going to do this like we did problems earlier. We've done these earlier. We're just going to write the answer with a greater than or less than sign. So first off, put 5 with pounds, and that's with 14 people. Put 17.5 pounds. And we don't know how many people. Don't put X, just put P, okay? Now, if you have 0 pounds, you can't serve any people. So when I have those zeros, that means I go to a proportion. And I simply go 5, 14, okay? And then 17.5 P in the same order. Now, cross multiply and divide that, okay? So 14 times 17.5. So again, I multiply and then I divide. Okay, I got 49. So you put P, but instead of P equals 49, you got to decide whether it's greater than or less than. Now you only have 17.5 pounds, so you can't serve more than 49. So you would have to serve less than or equal to 49. Okay, last one. A florist is making centerpieces. 5 centerpieces require 24 roses, so 24, 5. We have 96 roses. How many centerpieces? So put C. Now, if you have 0 roses, you can't make any centerpieces, okay? So again, it's proportion. I put 24 to 5 on the first ratio, and then 96 to C on the second. And it doesn't matter how you line it up because there's no time involved. So again, I cross multiply and divide. 5 times 96 divided by 24. I got 20. So I put C 20, but instead of writing just equals 20, I put less than or equal. You can't, it's less than because you only have 96 roses. You can't make more with than what you have at your limit. Okay, work on the other packet and ask me if you